It's not the easy moments that define who we are. It's the hard ones. Hey, I'm Nivya and today I'm going to recommend you 5 feel-good books that you can pick up when you want to have a light read. The first book on my list is equally likable by all age groups, and that is Alexander Ruskin's When Daddy Was a Little Boy. This book contains real-life short stories from the author's childhood. When the author Alexander's daughter Sasha fell ill one day, he narrated a story to her from his childhood when he was a little boy. And that fascinated Sasha, and that's when she realized that her daddy was also once a little boy, a little kid like her. Since then, whenever Sasha fell ill, she requested her daddy to narrate stories from his childhood while he was a little boy. And those funny and delightful stories are the ones that are being put into this book. I loved almost all the stories in this book. With that, let's go to the second book on my list. The Switch by Beth O'Leary. The threadline of this book itself is very fascinating. A grandmother and a granddaughter swaps their lives, and the rest is for you to read. Lena, a lady in her 20s, is struggling with her mental health after her sister's demise. She's being forced to take a 2-month break from her office while she messes up with one of her presentations, and that's when she visits her grandmother, Eileen. Eileen in her 70s is single, but she wants to mingle with gentlemen. But she's unable to find some eligible gentlemen for her in that area. And that's when they swap their lives. It's a book that produces unexpected happiness and a very lovely one. With that, let's go to the next book. Things You Save in a Fire by Catherine Center. Casey is a firefighter in Texas, but because of certain reasons, she has to move to Boston. In Boston, she's the only female firefighter, and it's not easy for her to stay in the male-dominant workplace. In spite of all these difficulties, she comes out of all these very seamlessly. Like at one point of time, she could have been easily shattered when everything around was going bad for her. Like her mother's health condition was getting worse. Her lover is admitted in hospital at a very critical condition. She's suspended from her job, and on top of that, she is being falsely claimed with an accusation. But she comes out of all these in a very realistic manner. This book emphasizes on the point that the best revenge is forgetting. In spite of a lot of things happening in this book, this one is a feel-good book because of the author. Catherine Center, she is meticulous. I mean, if you've read her book, How to Walk Away, which is one of my favorite books, she makes all these hard situations, crises, look so light, and that's the beauty of her writing. With that, let's go to the next book on my list. Without at least one book of Sophie Kinsella's, this recommendation is definitely going to be incomplete. Love Your Life. Ava attends a writer's retreat center where she or others in the center should not reveal their identity. They cannot speak about themselves at all in this center. That's where she meets a person, Dutch, and they both fall in love with each other. While they are in the retreat center, they think that they are very like-minded and similar. But once they get out of the retreat center and reveal their identity and get to know more of each other, they understand that they are completely different from each other. It's a very predictable story and might not stay with you for long. But still, if you want to have a very light read and feel good, then you can definitely pick up this book and read. You can also read other books of Sophie Kinsella's. Most of her books are basically all feel good and light reads. I've already made a video related to her books. You can check it out if you want to. With that, let's go to the next book on my list. The Inimitable Jeeves by P.G. Wodehouse. The rest of the 4 books I read it via Kindle, but this one I had physical copy. This is that one book which you can pick up while you're feeling low and want to feel energetic, but only for avid readers, because I think for beginners, the language might be a bit difficult. It's a classic humor fiction. It's a collection of related short stories where the main character Jeeves is there to answer to all the questions and sort things out. It's highly fun-filled and humorous content. I heard that the Audible version of this book is very good, but since I had the physical copy, I did not go through Audible. But then if you want to read it via Audible, even that is a good option. So those were the 5 books for today. Until we meet next time, this is Nivya signing off. Keep reading a lot of books. Bye. Take care. Happy reading.